Imagine you're wandering through the jungles of Africa. From afar, you hear the roar of a lion, and suddenly a majestic white creature appears from behind the bushes. But this is no ordinary lion. Its skin is completely white, its eyes are icy blue, and there is a mythical dignity in its gaze. You are amazed because you had always heard that lions are golden colored. But now, a real white lion is standing right in front of your eyes. Now imagine that this is just one of the strange breeds of lions. Among lions, there are species that you might not have even heard of. Some of them have completely black manes. Some of them were the oldest predators in history, and now only their fossils remain. And some of them are a combination of tiger and lion, and their size is larger than any other feline. But how did these strange lions manage to survive in the wild? And most importantly, are there still unknown species of lions hidden on our planet? In this video, we will talk about each of the strangest lions in the world. The first and perhaps the most famous species we are going to talk about, the white lion. These lions have a special genetic mutation called leucism, which prevents pigment production, leaving their fur completely white. But the interesting point is that they are not albino, because their eyes are blue. So where are white lions found, and where is their habitat? These mythical lions are only found in the Timbavati region of South Africa, and the indigenous tribes consider them sacred. In fact, some believe that these lions are messengers of the gods. But a very important point about white lions is the challenge of their survival. Even though these lions have no weakness in hunting, and their unusual color can even confuse their prey, making them easier to catch. However, because of their white color, they are very noticeable in nature, making it difficult for them to camouflage, and they become easier prey for other predators. That's why their numbers are very low, and most of them live in zoos and are under care, especially in the wild. Now let's move on to a breed that is almost extinct now, but was once the king of North Africa. The Barbary lion, also known as the Atlas lion. You might ask why this lion was so special. Well, I should say that this lion was larger than all modern lions, and its mane reached down to its belly. It was truly a real beast, and even Roman emperors used it for gladiatorial battles. These lions looked very similar to the lions in Disney's The Lion King animation. Adult males of this species can usually be recognized by their massive build. The weight of a male Barbary lion reaches about 230 kilograms, and they have very dark manes. But why did these lions become extinct? At one time, these lions roamed from Egypt to Morocco in North Africa. But due to the harsh conditions of that region and excessive hunting by humans, the last specimens of this lion were killed in the wild in the 19th century. However, in 2019, 2 Barbary lion cubs were born in the Czech Republic, which was incredible news for the preservation of this breed. However, in general, a small number of these lions, approximately less than 100, are kept in captivity. Lions and tigers have never lived together in the wild. But in captivity, some have bred these two predators together, resulting in what is called a liger. In other words, ligers are hybrid animals that result from the combination of a male lion and a female tiger. However, if it's the other way around, meaning a male tiger and a female lion have mated, this creature is called a tigon. Ligers have special characteristics. For example, they are the largest felines in the world, with some weighing up to 400 kilograms and reaching a length of 3 meters. A liger has the light mane of a lion, but its body is striped like a tiger. Interestingly, a liger is faster, bigger, and stronger than both a lion and a tiger. However, it cannot live in the wild because it is a combination of 2 different habitats. On the other hand, due to genetic and behavioral issues, some animal rights organizations oppose the breeding of ligers. But the largest known liger is named Hercules, whose record is also registered in the Guinness Book. Hercules is 3.5 meters long and weighs 450 kilograms. He lives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, USA, and his owner is Doc Antle, whom you might know from the series Tiger King.
He was like a mythical character living out.
But if you became interested in hercores, we talked about it in detail in another video. If up to this point in the video you found lions very fascinating and lovable, now it's time to hear a scary story. And that's about lions called the Tsavo lions. In 1898, railway workers in Kenya were killed at night by two giant lions. Unlike other male lions, these two had no manes and exhibited very aggressive behavior. But what was the outcome? These two lions killed and ate more than 135 people over several months. Today, their skeletons are kept in a museum in Chicago, and scientists are still debating the reason for their savage behavior. Some say that a lack of food caused them to attack humans. But another theory suggests that a genetic mutation caused their brains to function differently. It's interesting to know that the story of the Tsavo lions inspired the film and book The Ghost and the Darkness. Now I want to talk about the black-maned lion, or the Ethiopian lion. You might have seen pictures of completely black lions on the internet, but all the images you see of these lions are fabricated and photoshopped. In general, there is no evidence of the existence of black lions in nature. Of course, theoretically, such a thing might exist, but there have been no reports of sightings. In fact, if a completely black lion were to exist, it would be due to a genetic mutation called melanism, which causes an abnormal increase in dark pigments in the animal's body. This is exactly the same phenomenon that occurs in black panthers, jaguars, and wolves. Despite all this, in the year 2008, there were several rumors that a few black lions were allegedly seen on the streets in the region of Mpumalanga in South Africa, but the official government found no evidence to thoroughly and conclusively prove it. People likely mistook them for ordinary lions that they had seen during nighttime. However, the only species close to a black lion is the Ethiopian lion, which has very dark manes. Ethiopian lions, also known as Addis Ababa lions, are among the rarest lion species in the world, discovered in 2016, and now only about 100 or 200 of them remain. The males of this species have black manes and a more ferocious appearance than other lions. However, in general, this species, unlike common African lions, has unique characteristics that have led some scientists to consider them a separate subspecies. For example, unlike most common African lions that have long manes, Ethiopian male lions have short, dense, and very dark manes, almost black in color. This appearance has led some local people to consider them sacred black lions. On the other hand, these lions are slightly smaller and more compact compared to other African lions. Additionally, some studies have shown that these lions have certain genetic differences from other lions. Therefore, if the matter is fully confirmed, the Ethiopian lion could be recognized as a new subspecies of lions. However, the habitat of these lions is also significant. Ethiopian lions are found only in limited parts of Ethiopia, particularly in the forested areas near Addis Ababa. Interestingly, for a long time, scientists thought these lions were extinct. However, in 2016, a research team in the Bale Mountains region in southern Ethiopia managed to find a group of 20 of these unique lions. This discovery revived hopes for the conservation of this particular species. Although these lions are still endangered due to habitat destruction from agriculture and human development, illegal hunting for their unique skin and mane, and the reduction of natural prey in their habitat, their numbers are low and fundamental measures need to be taken for their preservation. Let's move on to the cave lion. This species of lion was a prehistoric type that lived during the Ice Age in Europe and Asia. They were 10% larger than all modern lions, and their weight reached up to 370 kilograms. Their skull had a unique shape that made their walking different. Paintings found in caves of these lions suggest that they probably resembled a combination of a lion and a wolf in appearance. Unfortunately, this species went extinct about 12,000 years ago. However, calling them cave lions doesn't mean that these lions actually lived in caves. But the first fossils of these lions were found inside caves. So, because their historical and paleontological traces were found in caves, they were named cave lions or cave lions. Now it's time for a special item on our list. The mountain lion, which is a bit misleading because it's not actually a lion at all. This lion lives in America and is also known by other names such as puma or cougar. It's a member of the feline family, but its relation to real lions is more distant than we might think. In fact, pumas resemble cheetahs and wildcats more than African lions. So why is it called a lion? The first European settlers who arrived in America called it a mountain lion because its muscular body and golden color reminded them of a lion. But the reality is that there is no close relationship between pumas and real lions. Now let's get to know the interesting features of the mountain lion. This animal is extremely agile and fast. Pumas can run at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Additionally, it is also the best jumper in the feline world. This means a puma can jump about 5 meters up and 12 meters forward. The puma is a mysterious predator. In terms of weight, the mountain lion is lighter than the African lion. While the weight of an African lion is between 150 to 250 kilograms, the weight of pumas is between 40 to 100 kilograms. It's interesting to know that pumas are skilled hunters and can even hunt prey much larger than themselves. Additionally, the puma prefers a solitary life. This means, unlike African lions that live in social groups, pumas are completely solitary and secretly control their territory. However, in terms of roar, the African lion is known for its loud roar, while the puma only purrs. So the name mountain lion is a misnomer. In fact, indeed, this creature is a giant wildcat that looks like a lion, but is not really a true lion. Cape lion or Cape lion. This lion is one of the extinct subspecies of the African lion that lived in South Africa. These lions were very unique and distinctive because of their thick, bushy black manes that extended over their shoulders and belly. This feature made them resemble a Barbary lion. Additionally, these lions were very large and were considered among the largest lions in Africa. Their weight could reach up to 280 kilograms. However, their main habitat and living area were the grasslands and forests near the region called the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. Unfortunately, this species became extinct in the 19th century due to excessive hunting by European colonizers. The last known specimens of these lions were hunted in the 1850s. But is it possible to bring this species back? It is said that some of today's lions in zoos and natural reserves in Africa have DNA similar to the Cape lion. Therefore, some scientists have suggested that the characteristics of the Cape lion could be reconstructed through breeding programs. Now that you've learned about these strange lions, I'd like to know your opinion on which one you think was the strangest and scariest. Do you think there might still be unknown breeds of lions in the wild? Be sure to write your opinion in the comments section. Lions are always known as the kings of the jungle. But what fewer people know is that there are various types of lions, each with its own unique story, from the sacred white lion to the giant ligers and even the man-eating lions of Tsavo. All these lions show how full of unknown wonders nature is. So if one day you encounter a lion at the zoo, it might be a good idea to pay a little more attention to it. Perhaps one of the world's most unusual lion species is standing right in front of you.